Hi everyone, welcome to Gothenburg in Sweden. Behind me is Amiral Ronarc'h, the first of the FDI frigates of the French Navy, the latest addition to the French Navy fleet. These are very advanced vessels. You may remember we covered the sea trials about 1 year ago off Lorient, but here it is, delivered to the French Navy, conducting its long duration deployment to check down its military characteristics. Without further ado, let's get aboard to meet with the commanding officer. Captain Guiraud, good to see you again.
Good to see you. Good afternoon, Gazier.
Last time we met, it was about a year ago, almost day for day, off Lorient during sea trials, as Amiral Ronarc'h was not yet delivered to the French Navy. Now it has been delivered, and you are here during a port call in Sweden. What are you doing in Sweden?
Yes, so all the sea trials has been completed in October, and the ship has been delivered to the Navy the 17th of October 2025, so just almost 3 months ago. And since this period, we proceed to the first training of the total crew, because after the delivery, just half the crew conducts the ship for the sea trial. And after delivery, I receive all the totality of the crew. So I have to train my crew first. So now the crew is fully operational capable, but not the ship. And we want to test any system of the ship in a different situation: cold weather, hot weather, in a task force or alone. And those tests take place in the Shakedown cruise from January to June. So now we are in Sweden because we are looking for cold weather condition, and we are very happy because there is ice all over all around the ship, and I never see that before. It seems any systems are quite happy with that. So now we will leave Sweden, and then we will proceed to the Gascogne Gulf to meet a big task force with aircraft carrier Charles de Gaulle and many ships of the Navy, with Air Force too, to conduct exercise Orion during almost 2 weeks. So this is a very, very good opportunity to test the ship. And his ability to work with a task force. After this period, we will proceed toward hot weather condition, because we have to check if any systems are okay in those conditions.
You started this Shakedown cruise in mid-January. So can you share your initial feedback regarding the FDI design, Amiral Ronarc'h, how it's behaving at sea? You've been conducting some exercises with the Norwegian Navy recently, an anti-submarine warfare exercise. How did all the systems perform?
Yes, so we leave Brest the 14th of January, and then we proceed to Denmark first. After we have a long navigation in Norwegian Sea, we pass the polar circle and come back here in Sweden. So we met very, very different conditions. Route sea stage 6 and 5 and 6, and we are very happy to see the ship is very easy to conduct in those conditions. We can continue to sail, we can continue to operate, we can continue to operate the helicopter, which is very important for us, especially in anti-submarine warfare, because this is an anti-submarine warfare helicopter with a sonar. And you're right, we proceed exercise with the German Navy and the Norwegian Navy off Norwegian coast, and we are very happy to see we are able to work in passive mode with our sonar as well as in active mode. So all this first part of the deployment is a success. So we are very we are now waiting for the next part to continue the work, because until now we have worked most of the time alone, and now we will join a task force with Charles de Gaulle and other frigates to work together in tactical to share tactical situation with data link and etc.
Very well, Captain. One of the very unique feature of the FDI and Amiral Ronarc'h class is a new asymmetric combat bridge designed to face and counter asymmetric threats. May we go inside and take a closer look?
Yes, of course. It is a brand new system. In fact, we have a first step of this system in our new supply ship, but this one is most advanced, and we can see it.
This asymmetric combat bridge adds another layer of detection and self-protection to the ship, especially against, as its name implies, asymmetric threats and things such as UAVs and USVs, because it pushes back the detection range around the vessel and therefore the intercept range as well, thanks to the lethal effectors. Captain Guiraud, thank you again for welcoming us aboard once more. I have one last question, if I may. In the French Navy, while the vessels are initially delivered, they are not technically yet commissioned because you're not technically in active duty, admission au service actif in French. So that's a very important step when the Chief of Staff of the French Navy declares the vessel operational for active duty. When can we expect this to happen for Amiral Ronarc'h?
Yes. Okay. So of course the ship will be declared fully operational capable when the Chief of the Navy decided to. Okay. So for that he waits the results of the Shakedown cruise we are now conducting. My assessment is around the summer or maybe at the end of the year, we will be able to say, okay, we are happy with what we see at sea. We test the ship in many different conditions. We have time in the dockyard to maintain the ship and maybe to correct some things. And maybe between the summer and the end of 2026, it will be the appropriate time. Okay, but this is the first of class, so sometimes the first of class needs more times to be declared fully operational capable. So we will see.
Captain, thanks again so much, and fair winds and following seas to you and your crew.
Thank you very much.
We are now at the Navy Tech Conference, also held in Gothenburg, Sweden, meeting with Guillaume Weisrock, Vice President of Sales at Naval Group for Europe and North America. Guillaume, good afternoon. Great to meet you again.
Good afternoon, Xavier. I'm glad to meet you too. Thank you.
So you are here at the Navy Tech Conference, pitching the FDI frigates to Sweden, but not just to Sweden, to Scandinavian navies. What are the key qualities of the FDI design for those navies?
Yes, we are here to pitch the FDI and to better present the FDI here in Sweden, but also on a larger scale to Scandinavian countries. One of the main aspects of the FDI, it's an existing ship already sailing, performing its maiden trip in the high north, but also demonstrating that it's existing, has been delivered to the French Navy last October, but also to a second NATO Navy last December to the Greek Navy. So the main aspect, it's an existing ship ready to be delivered on a fast pace, thanks to our production facility in Lorient, being able to build and deliver 2 frigates per year. But of course, the main aspect of the FDI, it's a true multi-purpose, next-gen, first-rank frigate, meaning that it can address high-end threats for air defense, which is mainly thought as a domain of warfare by Scandinavian country, and without compromise, offering state-of-the-art, if not the best, suite of anti-submarine based on the Captas Force sonar and the CMS embarked on it. And I could add on many other aspects, the digitalization of the ship. Thanks to that, you have a tremendous growth potential to deal with today's threats and tomorrow's threats, especially in the air defense domain, where you need to boost your air defense capacities to face mainly anti-ballistic, but also hypersonic, as well as drones.
Guillaume, you're showcasing this nice artist impression of an FDI frigate flying the Swedish flag, so Swedish configuration. It's customized because I recognize the 57mm Bofors gun. I see some Swedish Air Force aircraft flying above the frigates. What are you demonstrating with this nice image?
First of all, mainly the interest of having a truly multi-purpose and already fitted warship is that, in fact, you can address right away all domain of warfare. And so it offers a true communality, a true baseline with already in service for French Navy and Greek Navy. That being said, you have also the possibility to adapt certain systems of weapons, which you spotted. One of them being the 57mm gun, but we can also integrate for the Swedish Navy the RBS-15. We can integrate also the Torpedo 47, as well as 40mm as a CIWS. But what you cannot see here is a configuration specifically asked by Sweden, which is totally manageable and already pre-integrated, which are based on a layered air defense. The main missile being the Aster 30, requested by the Swedish Navy. And as you know, Naval Group has a successful track record on different class of ships since 30 years and more of successful integration and combat-proven integration on the frame, recently in the Red Sea. It was originally integrated on the Charles de Gaulle, then on the destroyer air defense class, but also on the FDI. So it's already proven for decades, so it's already being able, ready to deliver. And on top of that, we have been asked in this vision of layered air defense and a kill-to-cost approach to integrate also the CAMIAR, which is easily feasible thanks to the open architecture of the combat management system, and as well of the close relationship we have with MBDA. So you have a combination where you can have a code launcher with 24 CAMIAR in one space, and the rest occupied by Aster 30 missiles, or a different combination according to the customer needs. And therefore, we do meet the expectation of the Swedish Navy, and everything to be integrated and being able to deliver in 2030. You mentioned the GlobalEye and the Gripen. Of course, all communication system available and fully compatible with NATO standards allows you easy, seamless integration and communication, share tactical data with the GlobalEye and with the Gripen, of course.
Thank you, Guillaume.
You're welcome. Thank you, Xavier.